A.
Clickety clack.
Hey.
Hello, my friends.
Hello. Welcome back.
Long time no see.
I know. I like that color on you.
I know.
Ew.
I was gonna wear that color too.
Were you?
Yeah, I have a shirt that's that color.
I know. I think we wore it for one episode together.
Yeah.
Did you guys? Oh, yeah, you're right.
We were matching.
And I think I told you I liked that sweater on you then.
Well, but thank you. It gives
which is why you know.
my olive complexion.
That's true.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of
Be Uplifted.
Oh, wait.
That was weird. but we did it. Hey.
That was the closest thing that we're going to get to a high from Rich.
I know,
Right.
right? He actually said it.
Let's
Wow.
just fucking keep that one.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I agree.
He's just going to edit another intro in.
the one from the previous one?
I know.
Yeah, he DJs now. He could cut that shit and mix it.
Well, I don't know about cutting anything.
Whoa, guys. How's everyone doing?
Good.
You can always tell when we're at like episode not one because we're all like, hi, guys.
Oh, no, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
No,
I'm
you're
good.
not. You're tired.
It's okay.
Either you're tired or your brain is somewhere else, preoccupied. Anyways, so what are we talking about today, guys? Who remembers?
The dilemma. The moral dilemma is what
Yep.
you want to talk about.
I remember it was like Kelly Rowland something and Nelly.
Oh, that's
dilemma.
right.
Yeah.
Took me a minute, but I got there. Okay, so I was watching this show. If you guys have heard of the show, The Good Place, it's this show about the good place and the bad place. But it's like funny about heaven and hell and their version and how people end up there, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the main characters is posed with a question because he's trying to get to the good place and he's like in the medium place or whatever.
Purgatory.
Purgatory, thank you. And they're basically like, okay, so, well, that's not why he's there. But anyways, he's asked, okay, if a train is going so many miles an hour and you can save 5 people or this one person, I don't know the details, which one would you do? And I was like, ooh, those are fun questions. Like,
Okay.
maybe we should do those type of social dilemma questions
Shit. Okay.
Okay.
and see what our stances would be. If we're similar, if we are like, man, you're a fucking piece of shit.
That guy right there definitely will not be.
Okay.
I've looked up words since the last episode.
I think we kind of know the answer to this one, but we'll just do it for the episode's sake because I think we've actually spoken about this one before, and I already know Rich's stance on this is very firm.
Oh.
I'm ready.
Okay, so it says you are at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the ceremony is to start. Earlier that day, you came across definite proof that your best friend's spouse-to-be is having an affair with the best man/maid of honor. And you catch them sneaking out of a room together looking disheveled. If you tell your friend about the affair, their day will be ruined. But if you don't want them to marry, but you also don't want them to marry a cheater, what would you do? And this is wedding day.
You know my answer. I ain't saying shit.
No, I want them to tell me.
I would have to say it.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would tell, first off, I'm fast enough with the camera to start recording. If I tell him and he still goes through with the wedding, I'm airdropping that shit.
I feel like you have to give them all the information so they can make their decision.
No, I want to know, why would you airdrop it? To who?
Whoever has their airdrop open.
But why?
Well, first, it's anonymous. and they're not seeing straight. They're
No,
like...
But you airdropping it made it about you. Not
But it's
everybody else.
anonymous.
No, it's anonymous.
No.
So how is it about me?
Because you could say, oh, I airdropped it.
But he's not gonna. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
In
I'm
your
not going
hypothetical.
to.
I'm just saying. I ain't saying shit.
I feel like there's something behind this not wanting to say
Yeah.
things.
Because I would be upset if you knew that I could have saved myself from, you know how I feel about divorce and everything.
Yeah.
If you could have saved me all of that heartache because you're selfish because you didn't want to make it about you, that's fucked up.
I'm saying, but I don't know whether or not he you know, like, what if he did it? He already knows.
If I
But
already
it's the
know,
day
then
of
I
the
would tell you.
wedding?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if the guy already knows and he's just going to go with it because that's how it is.
But what if he's under the impression that said person stopped?
So wait, how is it a bad thing if he already knows? Let's say you told me, hey, I saw this, I saw your fiance, like I came across her.
There's some people that just don't want it. Like it happens all the time when, like there's a like a mom, right, or a woman that's seemingly in a happy relationship, or whatever relationship, and then somebody's like, oh, we've investigated this, and then we found out your husband cheating. She's like, girl, I know.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to know.
They have that in Friends too. There's an episode of Friends. Yeah, where like you want to be almost ignorant. Ignorance is bliss. That's that saying. Yeah. I see that. Okay.
I can understand that, but don't you have to know that you don't want to know that?
No, see,
but he's saying that what if they already do?
No,
and if they already do, why? That won't change anything.
But that's not about you. That's not for you to decide. That's what I'm saying is like whenever you want to come up and you want to post up in front like that, it's like it's no longer about them. It's like you want to get it off your chest. You want to tell them. You want that guilt by association or whatever to be off your back, off your shoulders. Because if you didn't say anything, it might ruin this or that. It's again, it goes back to the whole you thing.
I don't know. This is going to be one that I disagree with you because I'm like, I would not feel right to just let them think that they're in this blissful relationship and they're getting fucking, like, what if she catches something or that girl gets pregnant? It's like, damn, I could have prevented that, you know?
Or I could be raising somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in that situation, right? Let's say all of us knew, right? Me and Ari knew, but Vince told you. And then he's like, yeah, Lonnie and Ari knew. How would you feel about us knowing without telling you?
It wouldn't matter. Why would I be mad at you guys for not saying anything? But you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that the act of you saying it's about you. It's no longer about the other person.
Okay, so what if it's like really, really extreme? Because this also is very normal because it's happened in my family, not my family, but like in my family line, where the husband, for example, has a double life, a whole other fucking family and children and home in a different place. Don't you think that that person should know? Like, you think it's okay for him to live this double life, and as long as everybody's blissfully ignorant, that it's okay?
Sometimes it is.
Okay, is this?
I know someone who's going through that, and that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I personally won't say anything though.
So is this only in the extremes? Like if it's cheating or if it's something like that?
Explain.
What would be not an extreme example so he can say yes or no to that?
Because there's been times on your podcast that I tell you, hey, your shutter speed is off or your audio is peaking. And you've thanked me for that.
Okay.
So are you lying when you're thanking me? Because that's essentially fixing your...
No, it's not. That's like a totally different thing.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying. Is it only the extremes that you don't want to know?
Is it the emotional stuff versus like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I foresee a problem that you're going to keep on having unless I say something, whether it's the stream or the
person. Yeah, I see it from his way too. But I see it from your way too.
No, I'm trying to understand it your way too. Like I'm not trying to be like, no, I'm right. No,
are you trying to say what's the difference?
No,
I want to see where the line is. Like, is it only in extremes?
Sometimes it is though. It depends on how people take it. Like I would say, oh, thank you, my shutter speed is. But some people goes, hey, that motherfucker just called me out on stream.
Yeah.
No, but I've also done it.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm saying though, it's you don't have to justify yourself because I'm telling you. But that how people pick up on it could be a totally different.
But we're asking about you because you're the one that has this hard line.
That's why I wouldn't say anything.
But he's trying to figure out where your hard line is. Okay, so it's okay to talk about things on stream. It's okay to correct you, but it's not okay to correct you with the people fucking you over.
You're asking me if I'll tell somebody personally. Like I don't see a problem with you guys telling somebody. Like me personally, I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. No, towards you, right? Isn't that what you're asking? What his line is?
Like you're saying you don't want me to tell you if I see your fiance cheating on you,
right?
but you're okay with me telling you, hey, your mic is off, or your stream is peaking, or your audio is cut.
Right. Those are two separate things.
And that's what he's asking is
But
like,
it's-
where's the line? Like,
Yeah,
okay, what
what-
if he tells you you're smelly? Is that still okay? Okay, what if he tells you that your sister is doing drugs? Is that okay? Like, where's the line of like, I want you to tell me things, and then this is where it's not okay when you get into certain things.
I think when it comes to my relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know where the line is because my intent is the same either way.
Right.
Right.
And I don't understand why you would think that you wouldn't accuse me of saying that I'm telling you something like criticism for streaming is for me, whereas like the other.
Because you're seeing it as you're preventing a problem, like you said,
Yeah.
which makes it
Yeah.
make sense. And so he's like, what's the difference between preventing a problem on stream and preventing a problem on live? What's that difference for you?
Yeah. Because for me, in both scenarios, I have your best interest in mind.
Mm-hmm. I just think that when it comes to
Like
when it comes to the stream, it really has like no residual effects.
well,
I see.
let's
Okay.
say
There,
well, I mean, it could. What if you're sponsored?
like,
And then you fuck up your
But
sponsorship.
there's always a
But-
what if to whatever you're gonna say though.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it depends on who is actually taking that.
Affecting.
I get it now, what you're saying. Like, I don't necessarily agree with you still, but I understand what you're saying. Like, the ripple effect, like him telling you that your something is fucking up on streams. Like, okay, cool, end of discussion. Like, either fix it or don't.
Right.
But with like saying that someone's cheating, it could fucking ruin a whole family or like
Right,
a whole
right.
life.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Well, my stream itself, it's fixable. It's right there. It has no outlying effects.
Right.
On anything. So you say, hey, your color's off. Oh shit. Okay, here. Now
Right.
fix it. But when you're saying like, hey, I think she might be cheating, or you have like evidence, it's almost like
Because it also affects your relationship because, like, whatever your decision is.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just my thing is that I'm confused as if I see both scenarios with the same intent. Maybe it
See, but the thing is like you're
Different
looking at it
gravity.
from your point of view.
That's what he's saying.
What I'm saying is that my intent. You know what I'm saying? It's always about what your intent is. It's never you're never really looking at the person.
Mm-hmm.
It's about my intent.
But I don't understand how that would be my intent. Like I'm not lifting a burden off my shoulders. I know how to keep a secret. But at the same time, if there's something that's happening that could prevent something worse from happening, that's why I would tell you. What you do with that information is cool. I don't care. If you say, hey, you know what, we have an open relationship, but we want to cohabitate, then I'll be like, all right, bro, I just want you to know about that.
All right.
Versus you going into a relationship thinking that she's monogamous and loyal and faithful. You might want to have that information.
All right. So here's the thing. You're gonna give that information no matter what because that's your intent. Right?
Okay?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not giving that information. Right? So you could tell me that.
Okay.
And it's up to me to decide what I'm going to do with it. But unfortunately, I will never tell you the same. I'll keep my business. I'll keep myself out of that.
Yeah, but you also request that we don't tell you that, right? Like you've said that you don't want to know.
I'd rather not know. And I'd rather find out myself.
Okay. I don't.
And then I think his excuse me. And I think his other question, correct me if I'm wrong, was more to the effect of like, okay, so if he tells you that something is wrong on stream, you look at him like, good looking out, bro. Like you're looking out for me. Whereas like if he tells you something is wrong in your relationship, you're like, you're selfish. You're making it about you. How come you see one is selfish and one is not when the intent is the same coming from him? Is that correct? Did I say that right?
No, I think they're both the same. It's not to that extreme, but sometimes people like I would never like for me personally, I don't bring up that stuff a lot on stream because I don't know how it's going to be received on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't go, "Hey, you're peaking."
No, but you've said you've changed, you've done it on my stream, and I was very thankful. Where you're like, hey, no audio.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's like it. I don't know. It's different. Like the way I look at it, it's so different
honestly,
when it comes to the
I see it
relationship.
so clear on both sides.
I see it clearly on
Because here's what it is. If you tell me, like personally, okay, if you tell me my audio's peaking, I have no audio, easy fix, right? But if you told me, hey, your girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever is cheating on you, I now look like a fool.
My issue.
He comes from a place of pride.
No, so my issue with that is that
again, remember, it's always that's a problem. It's like, like that's my thing. It's like, that's why I don't get into it, because I don't want to be that guy to tell you. I don't want
make you look
but
bad.
my issue with that is that the impact that information has is so much bigger than me fucking up on stream, that I would trade like all of my streams to not marry the wrong person.
I see that too. Like I
understand both points.
No,
I do too.
I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's just
This
that
is
again,
your preference.
Yeah, it's just my preference.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think we're just trying to understand your preference, because that wouldn't be our preference,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
relate it to something that I can relate to.
yeah.
And I'm having a hard time.
I'm gonna ask you a personal question, but I think I'll ask that off stream, because I think that might be a little bit too personal.
Now you can ask it on stream.
Does that stem from like were you ever in a situation in any of your relationships where you found something out and you're like,
Right.
I didn't fucking want to know that, dude? Like,
Yeah.
Wow, you're gonna just manifest him?
No, I'm asking because it sounds like it comes from a place. Like it doesn't sound like
it is, and it made me out to be the fool, and I don't ever want to feel that feeling again. Like the streams itself easily fixed. Like my ego is not like that, but it's different when it comes to the relationship part.
So question then. So you don't think you're more the fool that you're being played and not knowing? You'd rather just not know?
No, I'm a fool because somebody else brought it up. I'd be a fool. I mean,
So you're more of a fool because someone else found out the information.
Before you could?
yeah, and it's almost like it's the shame,
But that doesn't change
'Cause
the
they
fact that
brought
we
light
figured
to
it
it.
I
out
got
first.
it. I see.
right? It's like seeing on the tabloids first.
That's good. That's a good way to describe it, the shame thing. I think that makes it more understandable. Where
Like
you're
when
coming
you see it
from.
on tabloids first before you found out yourself.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
That's the shame.
Okay, that makes sense. When you put it in that, that light, like there's a shameful part of it. Like I get that.
That also doesn't change the fact that I found out first. You know what I'm saying?
I get
You
it,
lost me there.
but there's a feeling there. You can't negate my feelings because you saying you found out first. You don't go, hey, your wife's cheating on you. Oh man, I feel shameful. Doesn't change the fact that I found out first.
Mm-hmm.
Like my feeling is that I look like a fool in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't you feel like a fool if you
Yeah.
if you said, dude, I found out my wife is cheating on you? I was like, yeah, we all knew that. And that's where I'm saying it's
But-
like we still found out first.
He would never say that.
He would never say that though. He would never tell you. That's the
I,
thing.
I would. It would be different if I said if it made it look like I found out first.
But what if he said that then? Would you feel
Well, I
foolish
wouldn't
then?
say it like
I
that,
know you
though.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know. But
No.
hypothetically, like say he said, like you were like, dude, I just found out. Like you thought you found out, right? And someone said in response to you, oh, we already knew that. Well, how would that make you feel any different about it that you did find
I'd
out?
probably thank him for not saying anything
oh,
because
really?
it wouldn't drive me crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd rather have it be that I found out for myself.
So you wouldn't feel foolish in that moment. You would actually be grateful that they didn't tell you.
You're different.
So interesting.
It'd be more foolish if somebody looked at me and go, "Hey, your wife's cheating on you," and I didn't know, and he knew, and everybody else knew.
I
Like,
see
what
what
kind of
you're
fool
saying.
do I look like? Like, I didn't notice.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, I totally understand. The crazy thing is, I deeply understand both sides. Like,
I
think
totally understand
yeah.
where he's coming
Yeah.
from too. It's just personally.
no, I
for
get
me,
it. Yeah, I just think it's crazy because people wouldn't probably understand what you're saying. But I'm
Right.
like, the more you talk about it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, I totally get it.
I
Like
think
majority people would rather know, and because you're like that 1%, it's just
There's definitely people that feel that way.
yeah,
for sure.
I think that the pushback from me and the thing that I'm not grasping on is the fact that I understand and I'll respect,
Agree to
if
disagree.
if that situation ever comes up, and God forbid that ever does, I'll respect your wishes. But I don't understand that if my wishes were for you to tell me, you specifically said you wouldn't.
Would you?
No. Okay.
If
he's specifically wished, if that was his wishes, I would.
Well,
But-
I've made that clear, and you've also made it clear that you wouldn't.
you
No.
did say that before.
I guess. Well, I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
I wouldn't like if we were acquaintances or we were just like homies or whatever, and there wasn't like this kind of conversation, I probably wouldn't bring it
But
up.
because you know how passionate he is about his stance, you will
Yes.
bring it up to him. Okay.
Okay.
And I totally get where you're coming from because that's kind of my perspective of why I agree is like I would want you to save me from a life of a
Yes.
terrible marriage if you could in that moment. Like I totally get that. But I also understand exactly where you're coming from. I'm like, I get that. Like fucking standing there like, wow, my dumbass didn't fucking know this whole time and these
And they
motherfuckers
found
did.
out
Yeah,
before I
like
did.
that
Yeah.
feeling of shame. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next question.
That was a good one.
45 minutes later,
Right? Exactly. Okay. Dilemma number 2. I'm just kidding. You have a job as a network administrator for a company that also employs your best friend's husband. One day, your best friend's husband sends you a message asking you to release an email from quarantine. This requires you to open the email, at which point you discover that it's correspondence between this guy and his secret lover. After releasing the email, you find yourself in a pickle. Your instinct is to tell your best friend that her husband is gay and having infidelities, but divulging the contents of the company's email is against company policy and you can lose your job. Once it becomes plain that your best friend found out about the cheating through the company emails, all trace will inevitably lead back to you. Do you tell about the indiscretion? It's like the same.
Can you
question.
shorten it?
Yeah,
it's-
because I
it's
feel
basi-
like I'm looking for the Triforce.
It's
That's like
it's basically the same thing. They're
Yeah,
saying
it's the same thing.
you and your friend work at the same company. She wants you to release an email, and the email is actually her husband and his gay lover's
Yeah,
correspondence.
would you tell? So it's another
Like,
cheating one.
would you tell her?
Sorry, I
Would you
wasted
release the email?
Sorry, I wasted your time.
no. Well, my job is now at jeopardy because now you're releasing releasing corporate stuff.
Emails.
Is that
Wait, so
correct?
you wouldn't to save your job, right? Well, I already know you wouldn't because you just wouldn't tell people anyways. But what about you?
Well, I wouldn't because it's corporate email. Makes it so much easier.
Yeah. So what about you? What if you could lose your job if you release these emails, but also you just found out your best friend's having a
Wait,
gay
I'm
lover?
still trying to wrap my head about what just happened. Okay,
So you work with your best friend's husband,
Okay.
and you're sending emails or going through corporate emails for him, and you find out through these emails that he has a secret gay lover.
Oh, and the bad part of you losing your job is because you went through those emails?
Because you would have to release the emails for her to see them. Like, would you?
Oh, okay.
There she
Like
got it.
violating
Yeah,
HIPAA law.
right? So
Got
you
it. Okay.
either violate HIPAA and tell your friend this dilemma, or you keep your job and don't tell your friend about her husband's gay lover.
Why can't she believe me without even releasing the email?
But that's the thing. That not even just releasing the email, the fact that, like you said, you went through the emails would get you in trouble. Like, and obviously the husband would find out that you went
was
through the
you.
emails, you know,
Yeah.
because it literally said trace back to you.
Only because I'm being selfish in this reason because I obviously have to provide for my family. I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, I would. If they're friends of mine, I'll cut off that friendship, and then I would just go about my work.
So you'd choose work over friendship, also, basically.
Well, in that particular scenario, that friendship, I don't like liars.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a red flag for me for friendships.
Oh, that's a good point.
So I
Yeah.
would be like, well, I'm gonna take my morals and my responsibilities are gonna completely outweigh the fact that they lie to one person, they might be lying to me for some reason.
Yeah. That's true. You'd take the L on the friendship because it might not even be a worth it person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I can continue to pay my bills with my job. I can't with my friend.
True. Touche. Okay, so
But
you.
what was your what would you
Oh,
do?
I agree with you guys.
Okay.
I don't think that I would because like I'm looking at it from a perspective. I have a family too, right? Like, fuck your guys' marital problems. Like, I have to provide for my family. Like, I can't sacrifice me over you. Sorry.
Oops, delete.
Yeah, exactly. That part. Okay. So you've been on a cruise for 2 days and there's an accident that forces everyone to abandon ship. One of the boats is damaged, leaving it with a hole. Okay, so listen. Okay, I can't shorten it because this is the important part right here.
Shit.
Okay. During the evacuations, one of the boats is damaged. Got it? Okay. Leaving it with a hole that fills with water. You figure that with 10 people in the boat, so 10 people in the boat, you can keep the boat afloat by having 9 people scoop the filling water out by hand for 10 minutes while the 10th person rests. So 9 people are working while the 10th person rests. That's how you make it work, right? With the water. After that person's 10-minute rest, he or she will get back to work while another person rests, and so on. So they'll just rotate. So this should keep the boat from sinking long enough to rescue a team for a rescue team within 5 hours. So this will buy you 5 hours. While you're doing this, you break and you notice that your best friend is on another lifeboat with only 9 people in it, and he beckons you to swim over so that you can join them without having to bail out water. If you leave the people in the sinking boat, they will only be able to stay afloat for 2 hours instead of 5, decreasing their chance to be rescued, but securing yours. What would you do?
I'll park the boats together.
That's not an option. So the option is you either join your
yes, it is.
Your dude's boat or your friend's boat and save yourself.
No,
you kill all of them, or you stay with them and you're rotating for 5 hours hoping to be found.
I'll stay with them, and logically, I'm not going to wait the 10 minutes. I'll just rotate every 5 minutes. That way nobody gets fatigued. Or every 2 minutes.
You're changing the scenario, though. Like, you can't change the scenario.
Well, in one situation, I stay and people live.
Right?
I'm taking that one.
Yeah. That's easy. That's an easy call.
That's the easiest one.
Wait, what?
Stay on the boat.
But you're not. It's not a guarantee. It just buys you 5 hours.
Yeah, stay on the boat
with the people.
Yeah, and then what? You're gonna get on another boat and watch them sink?
That's the moral dilemma. Would you save yourself or would you stay with these people?
Only an idiot would have say, "I'm gonna jump on the other boat and watch everybody else perish."
Mm-hmm.
There's still selfish people out there that would say that. I would never say that.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's who you deal with, selfish people.
Exactly.
And plus, to be honest with you, that's how I want to die.
Saving people.
Is doing my best to help others.
That's true.
And by the way, it will never happen because the boat will automatically sink. There's no.
I was waiting for the scientific calculations. Okay, next. You're involved in a 2-car crash on your way to work one morning in which you accidentally hit and kill a pedestrian. As you get out of the car, you are intercepted by a tearful woman who seems to think that she hit and killed the pedestrian. You are not sure why she thinks she did it, but she is convinced. There's only you, the woman, and the person you hit on the road, no witnesses. You know that whoever is deemed responsible will probably be sent to jail. What do you do?
I confess.
Tell the truth.
I would confess too.
I would confess. I've watched too many trailers for scary movies.
No.
I have. No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no.
like I don't want to be haunted.
You hit a person. Forensic evidence will show you hit him, not the other person. If you go up there and there's no dent in their on their car whatsoever, they didn't hit shit. So when the cops come and they investigate and they try to figure out how this person
But
died,
you're able to get away with it. So this is more like the moral dilemma.
Like let's say that there was a better version of that story where you're driving an SUV, you didn't see somebody trip in front of you, and then you ran them over. You know,
right?
And it's raining, so the blood's off the car.
Right.
And let's just take the forensics out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Like that. What would you like own up to it if you'd never get caught?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
still own up.
Same.
to
I have
it,
a guilty.
Same.
So.
It would eat me up alive. I couldn't go to bed at night. Like I'd be like seeing that person in my head every day, you know? Okay. Your family is vacationing alone on a private stretch of beach with no lifeguard. Your daughter and your niece, both 7, are best friends and eager to get in the water. You caution them to wait until the water calms, but they defy you and sneak in anyways. So basically, you can only save one at a time. Your niece is a very poor swimmer and likely won't make it much longer. Your daughter is a stronger swimmer, but only has a 50% chance of holding long enough for you to come back for her. Who do you save first?
The weak swimmer.
Even though your daughter has a 50%
The weak
chance?
swimmer. You always have to save the weak.
That's your military.
She would just have to. Hey, I gotta book my ass back to shore, right? Close enough.
Picture your daughter in the water.
I get it. I know. I'm picturing it.
And your niece or said niece. I don't know if you have any nieces or not. Yeah, you would still.
She's a weak swimmer.
But you have a 50% chance of losing your daughter.
Okay, so I saved the 50, and the other one's 100%. So what do? You go with the odds. You save the one that you can save first as quickly as possible.
It's the military.
Then
I know.
Then you go back and
That's why I keep digging because
you just have to look at her and go, you gotta fucking man up.
No,
Wait,
it's not the military. It's that's logic. If you know that they only have a 25% chance, and you have somebody else that has double the chance, you save the weaker one.
Yeah.
Because now, if you know that you're gonna save one, right?
Yeah.
If you know that you're gonna save one, you save the weaker one, because now you have 75% success rate versus a 50% success rate.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I just don't know if I could do it.
Wow.
But it's also hard too, because I know my daughter now. She's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I love her, and I would do anything I can for her.
Mm-hmm.
In the scenario, I don't have the choice to give myself up.
Right.
And most likely I'll get to know my niece. She's probably not going to be as cool.
Yeah.
So that's really hard now.
What would your daughter say? That's the question. She's a strong swimmer, so she's still saying
my daughter would definitely be like, "Ma, go help."
Exactly.
So and so.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, that's your guilt.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You're gonna live with that the whole time, knowing that your daughter knew that you had to save somebody else first.
Yeah, I like my first answer.
Do you guys remember, I don't know how many years ago with this. It was like, so my daughters are 15, 14 now, and they were like 4 or 5 at the time. There was in the news in Chula Vista, there was a car crash in the Otay Lakes Road. And it was a dad and his girlfriend and his daughter and the daughter's son or something like that. And that was my daughter's classmate. And the dad saved himself and his girlfriend before the kids, and they drowned and they passed. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's why when I read this, I'm like, that's crazy that some people's mentality is like, save myself first and not my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And his excuse was, oh, it's because I couldn't get the seatbelt off. I'm like, I would die fucking trying. Like, I would die trying if that was my kid. But he was just like, I couldn't get it off, so I saved myself.
But see, in a more realistic scenario, or a more common scenario, is when a mother is giving birth to a child, and then the doctor has that either save the mother or save the child.
Yeah.
I think that it's very selfish that women always, or 99% or a high percentage, say save the child. I think that that's very selfish.
I've heard someone else say that to me. Actually, a woman say that to me, because she said, like, we don't even know this child yet, but me and you have like this life together.
Yeah, exactly.
And we could have more children.
Yeah.
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 It's still like,
and you're also putting 100% of the financial and like burden on me, where we were supposed to do this as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in both scenarios, you're losing your child.
Then for him to lose,
It's one of those lose situations.
Yeah.
I think you just got to go with the decision that's made. You just have to trust somebody with the decision that they're gonna make, that they made the right decision.
I don't know. I would be and I remember the mom being so upset. Like, I can't believe you just let our daughter die. You know, like she told us that, like, when we went to the girls' memorial, you know, And I was like, dang, I don't know what I would do. Like, I'd probably be so fucking upset, you know?
I would ask for a divorce first,
But
and
they're
then I
not
would let her
together.
die.
Wait, what? Divorce from who?
Are you talking about your situation between a mother and a?
Like if I was married and she was giving birth, and the doctor
Oh.
said it's between your wife or your daughter, and she was adamant about like what's it called
Saving the child.
saving the child. Out of spite, I'll just be like, yeah, we're divorced.
That's crazy. Oh, okay, so what would you guys do in this situation? I saw this on the internet. It was like someone that did like a tweet that was reposted. Some guy basically said the same situation. He was like kind of the same situation. He basically was like, okay, I have 2 stepchildren that I've raised since they were born, you know, so he played the dad role. And they are now whatever age, 8, 9, 10, whatever. And mom passed away, and they also found out like that day or that week or something crazy that he wasn't the father.
You said it was stepkids.
Or not well, yeah, they ended up being stepkids because he found out that day. Like,
Wait, he didn't know either?
no, he didn't know. She had she
Right.
had told him that he was the father the whole time, and then found out
Okay.
after she passed away that he was not the father. And they were, I don't want to say they were pretty young in this, now that I think about it, which is why it was hard. Like, okay, they're kind of attached to me, but like I haven't raised them that long, but now mom is gone and I have
Wait,
to assume all this responsibility.
With you think they're yours, so if they were like, you've raised them long enough. If you think they're yours,
Yeah.
so I mean, is the miraculously absentee father gonna suddenly show up and say, "Hey, those are mine"? No,
No.
right?
And I've already created a bond with them.
Yeah, they're,
Right.
they're your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was asking, because most of the people in the comments said the same thing. Like, why would it make a difference?
Right.
You know, like,
The only thing you want to do is you want to get the family history from the other parent
yeah.
for medical reasons, like allergies and all that stuff.
Right.
Just so that you know exactly what you're dealing with.
Right.
Medically for them in the future, since they're not your kids.
Okay, let's do another one. Okay, you are an EMT on the scene of a car crash that involves your spouse and the lover you didn't know she or he had.
Mm-hmm.
They are both gravely injured. Your spouse's injuries, the worst of them.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. You can tell it's unlikely he or she will pull through. Meanwhile, his or her lover has a neck wound that will prove fatal if pressure isn't applied soon.
Mm-hmm.
Whom do you choose to work on? Okay, so work on your spouse, even though he or she cheated and probably won't pull through. Your loyalty. Oh, so there's these examples of answers. Your loyalty lies with them. Or B, work on his or her lover. They can definitely be saved, and even though you may hate them, saving them is your job.
Yep.
Saving them.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's a Hippocratic oath that you got to. I mean,
No, but previously you said you work on the one that's weaker.
no.
Or you save the one that's weaker.
No, it's in the medical space. It's opposite. You want to work on.
Is that why they call it the Hippocratic Oath? Because it's opposite?
No. Look, if somebody was already gonna pass away, I'm not wasting my resources to save them.
Okay.
Right? Because
But you're saying that's the weaker, technically.
Yeah, that's the weaker.
that's a weaker, but the weaker is they're gonna die because
Whereas
of,
the other
because of
weaker,
their
they were going to
injuries.
survive. Oh, yeah.
Because their injuries, they are gonna pass away.
Okay.
So but the other person just needs pressure on like whatever the carotid or whatever artery
Yeah.
that they busted.
I think he's comparing it to the swimmer, right?
Yeah, I would actually save the lover,
Right.
not the wife,
Yeah.
Right.
just because it's easier. But I was just clarifying because in the other situation you're saving the weaker one.
Right.
But say the way you look at it too is that, God, it's like it gets kind of medically, right? It's like you have your wife who's injured. Her possibility of death is kind of elongated, right? Whereas if a guy has a cut on his neck, and is bleeding profusely, he only has 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can technically go apply pressure or find a way to get like a compression dressing or a compressive dressing or whatever and come back.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't do anything, he dies right away.
So technically, he is the weaker one.
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because if he has a cut on his neck, it's probably a carotid, so you can bleed out in like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, he's probably gonna pass also based on how much blood is actually spewing out of his neck.
You're right.
They're probably gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's if you come into a scene and he's already bleeding, he's probably already lost enough blood to not recover.
Yeah, the best option that you have at that point is just to record it #karma. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, here we go. You and your son are prisoners at a concentration camp. Your son tried to escape but was recaptured and sentenced to hang. To send a message to all the others who may try to escape, the guard orders that you pull the chair out from under him. And if you refuse, the guard will not only kill your son, but another innocent person as well. What do you do? Do you tearfully pull the chair out from under your son? Or do you refuse to pull the chair from under your son, ensuring both his death and the death of another inmate?
Gotta kill the kid.
Well, prisoner of war, right? POW.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough, but you have to for the betterment of everybody else.
Dude, I couldn't pull the chair. I
couldn't
wouldn't.
either.
I would be like, kill another innocent person.
Look,
I don't care.
It's different in war.
I know.
It's different. It's different when you stand there. I know it's tough, right? They're gonna have to pull that chair, but a lot of times in those concentration camps, prisoners of war, whatever, they only survive through their morale,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can only survive through your morale, also. So if you don't pull it,
Somebody else will.
somebody else will, and then they'll kill another person, and it's just
Yeah. I know that it's easier said than done. I know that if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't be able to bring myself to it. But
right.
logically, you have to pull the chair.
Yeah, I mean logically, but I don't. If I'm being honest, because we're talking about like what would we do, I don't think I could pull the chair.
Mm-hmm.
But I get what you're saying, like 100%. I'm like, yes, the right thing to do would be to pull the fucking chair. But
Right.
like, I'm picturing like if it was my kid up there, I can't fucking do that shit. I'd probably throw up and pass out or something like that. Like, I don't know. I couldn't do it. What about you? No.
I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. So, see, the moms agree. We're over
Yeah.
here like, no, we can't do it. I think that might be. I think there's 2 more. Okay. You're a doctor at a top hospital. You have 6 gravely ill patients, 5 whom are in urgent need of organ transplants. You can't help them though because there are no available organs. The 6th patient, however, will die without a particular medicine. If she or he dies, you'll be able to save the other 5 patients by using 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
6
okay.
of their organs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What do you do? Keep patient 6 comfortable, but do not give him the medical care that could save his life, or B, save patient 6 and let the other 5 die.
You save patient 6.
You say, yeah.
You save who you save who you can save. I'm not gonna sacrifice one person for the betterment of 5 people. First of all, it's gonna have to be their choice to give up their organs.
Wait, so you wouldn't save 5 people? You would save the one person?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
I'm so confused.
You're gonna watch somebody die to give to harvest their organs to 5 people.
This is the way that I would look at it, right?
You
You have 5 different cases. You treat each of them as individual cases. Do you let this person die? No. Do you let this person die? No. This person, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That 6th person, you're still treating them as an individual
Right.
person. Their outcome should not affect the others.
Right. It's like being a doctor, and there's 6 rooms. You're in charge of all these 6 rooms. Each room has a family. and then you get to the 6th room and you're
So
like,
why wouldn't you want to say 5 though? 5 families instead of 1. I'm
because
really
you-
just trying to
because-
understand.
Because you can still save 1. Why would you go to the extreme measures of killing them to save 5? You're gonna watch that person perish. You said you're
But
not,
wouldn't you watch the 5 perish if you don't save them? Or is that not? Am I understanding this incorrectly?
Right. No, I'm trying to understand too.
okay. So you have 1 patient,
Right.
right? Let's say that 1 patient is you.
Okay.
You just need a fucking vaccine to survive. But I know your organs can save Vince and Lonnie, the people you don't know. So I'm just gonna look at you and go, "I'll
I
see
could
you.
save-
See you later. See you later. I'm not gonna give you this vaccine. I'm just gonna keep you comfortable."
But then they're going to die?
no, but they're gonna live because you just gave them your organs.
That's
No, that's what
why-
I'm saying. So if I don't give them my organs, they die.
Yeah, but that's your choice. It's not my choice.
Yeah.
If you said, "Hey,"
Well, on my fucking driver's license it says give it away.
yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like you're a doctor. These people don't know each other. They don't have no conversations. They're not family. They're random strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you need a heart. Vince needs a lung. You need a liver. And then there's this third person that just needs the COVID vaccine. I'm not going to sit there and watch this person die to save you 3.
Maybe you,
I mean, as a doc, you really would you
because that's
really?
the easiest is just to give a vaccine.
You said medicine.
No,
It's
it-
simple medicine.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but so you're saving that one person because it's the easiest.
No, I'm
it's
saving that
because
one
it's
person
the
because-
honest thing to do.
I'm saving that one person because that's a separate patient.
In this scenario where you save that one person,
Okay.
you don't have to lie to anybody.
Right. So let's say you needed you needed a liver transplant,
No,
right?
I get what you guys are saying, but I just don't know if I can agree with it.
Okay, you're in the hospital. You need a liver transplant.
Why are you trying to change my answer? I realized my
No.
fucking answer.
I'm trying to explain to you. You're in the hospital.
Okay.
You need a liver transplant to survive.
Okay.
You know, 3 doors down, somebody there has a good liver.
No, wait, you don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that person over there next to you has a good 3 doors down has a good liver. The doctor's gonna go, well, I can use that guy's liver to save you, so I'm just gonna let him die. When all I needed to do was give him medicine. So let's say you walked into the hospital and you just had a cold, and I'm gonna just give you a COVID booster. But then I go,
But then
oh,
it's sounding like, okay, his life is more valuable because it's easier to treat.
no, it's because it's a separate person.
Ari, these are 6 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all.
No, I understand too.
We
No,
understand.
I get it. I get it.
We get,
Like,
But
Like,
also keep in
understand
mind,
why.
as a health professional, I don't know what like their oath is or whatever, but as a health professional, I'm under the impression that they are not going to knowingly
I get what you're saying.
let somebody die.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the most honest thing. You can save this person, save that person. Because I don't have an inventory of lungs or an inventory of hearts.
I mean, I get it. I
Other
know.
people
it's not
aren't
that I don't get
inventory.
it. I'm just saying.
You guys are just like, give me the heart.
No, it's not even saying
It's
like
just-
for me personally. It's because the fact that
it's
we
the
can
ratio.
save more than one person.
Yeah, that's what she's.
Here, you guys want to
we're
put your
saying.
feelings into it. How would you feel if somebody got cheated out of life so that you could live?
But I'm not thinking of it as like me personally. You guys are saying it's like individual people. Like, I don't know. I feel like you guys are trying to have us change our answer.
I feel like, okay, like you guys were talking about kids, right? Like 5 kids are gonna have no parents as opposed to like 1. Like, but I get what you're saying, that like it's individual person to be fucked up not to save this person and be like, go, we're gonna harvest your organs now. You know, I get that
Yeah.
too. I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think I'm just looking at in a less emotional state. I'm like looking at numbers. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
like, we're being-
we're doing the opposite this time. Like we're just like, okay, well, this is like we got 5 winners here and 1. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're actually doing the opposite for the first time ever, where you guys are like emotionally and morally this
you're
is
like,
wrong.
you're gonna really let this one fucking person like
and we're like, because this saves 5. Like, the ratio of humans is more on this end.
I get what you guys are talking.
Yeah.
But just imagine you being that person.
No, you're right.
Like I'm over here like, oh,
which is why it's funny because you're talking about it morally and emotionally for the first time.
Yeah.
No.
And me and her are more like logistically.
No,
like,
numerically it makes sense.
that's what I'm saying. Numerically
It does.
That's
But
how we're looking.
actually it doesn't make sense.
it's not moral.
And I don't mean-
it's not moral emotion. It's just wait, it's not emotional. It's just morals.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Morals is part of emotions.
Okay,
It's like
I get
what you
Yeah.
agree with and disagree with. That,
Well, fuck them, Ari. We're gonna save more people.
yeah, fuck you guys.
I would just hate to walk into the,
What if, if I don't give a fuck about Homeboy and I could save all of us, I'd be like, I'm saving all of us.
but you don't
Peace.
know us.
But in my scenario, I do. Okay.
That's why.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know you guys, but you're still 4 people, and I don't know that motherfucker either.
Just
so.
imagine going to urgent care and you're like, and they're like, oh,
And that's why I ain't no motherfucking doctor.
Exactly, that part.
wow.
I think
I'll
that-
plan your funeral. I'm just kidding.
There's a story like, oh my God, he just went to urgent care and never left.
All he needed was some Tylenol.
And then in my thing, they'd be like, but she saved people. the body saved a lot of people, guys. It's
I would have to say unknowingly saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they call that they're a hero. They don't even know it. You know, when you die and all of a sudden you're special, they're like, that's a hero.
And then at the end, it's gonna say cowabunga.
It's like you find out that all the livers didn't match. You're not a match. You're gonna
Okay, then
reject
that's
it.
a whole fucking
Blood
different
types.
Okay,
story.
see, now you're going, you're just fucking, you're making it sadder. Okay, that's all I got, guys.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were that was interesting. I kind of thought that we would all be like, yeah, check. So it's kind of in like interesting that we kind of had moments where like, I don't know, I don't agree with you guys. Got intense in the beginning there. You're like,
Oh, you know.
I like that.
That was good.
Yeah, I like it.
That was really good.
That sounded sexual. I like that. No, I didn't mean it that way.
All right, guys. Well, thanks, Ari, for a good ass topic. I think that was really good and got our different minds.
Thanks for always being
Flowing
down,
and
guys,
juicing.
with my shenanigans.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.